Have you ever wondered why poverty still exists? Some of us might think that it's because we have too much population, but that's not really the case. There are so many social issues that are a big factor of poverty aside from overpopulation. My name is Ivan Bagario, a videographer, and I'm gonna tackle the issue of unemployment in the Philippines. Before we go into details about unemployment in the Philippines, let us first discuss the meaning of unemployment and give it some background. Unemployment means that a person wants to work but unable to due to circumstances such as unable to find jobs, not qualified for the job, or afraid to get sick. This has been an issue in many countries, most especially for the Philippines due to the ongoing pandemic. Not many of us know that unemployment is one of the biggest social issues here in the Philippines. It has affected the country from achieving a national development and most especially those who just graduated from the college. Unemployment in the Philippines has been happening for the last 4 decades, mainly because our country's employment rate cannot compensate for the massive continuous increase of population and the increase in participation of labor force. In many countries, however, they are also mostly affected by the unemployment issue. In some countries, it's the biggest factor why they had a recession. In the case of Burkina Faso in West Africa, it had the highest unemployment rate recorded in history with 77%. The country's economy is so poor that almost everyone in the country experienced poverty. In recent years, the Philippines' unemployment rate, which is the percentage of unemployed people, in July was approximately 10%. It is much higher compared to last year's July with only 5.4% unemployment rate, but less than the 17.7% unemployment rate in April this year, which was the highest. The major factor of this is due to the ongoing pandemic where most workers are afraid to get sick by COVID-19. Teenagers are already part of this unemployment rate at just an early age, which is 15 years old. Almost half of the unemployed citizens are teenagers, in which these teenagers participate in the labor force. Poor quality education can be one of the main causes why there are so many unemployed citizens today. Education is one of the biggest factors for applying to a job. For example, person A has graduated from the University of the Philippines and applied for a job, and person B has graduated from a not known college such as community colleges. Person A has a higher chance of being employed than person B because simply, person A went to a known college that has a good quality of education. People who lack education are also affected by the mentality of the interviewers that no education or they have poor education is equivalent to no creativity. The interviewers have a discrimination against those who did not have any good education, therefore making those uneducated unable to work. This can cause the problem of migration to rural areas in the Philippines where native citizens born in the province choose to study in urban cities such as Metro Manila because they see it as an opportunity to change their life. Unemployment has negative effects in society, which is why it is called a social issue. One of the biggest effects of unemployment is poverty, which is evidently seen in the Philippines during and before the pandemic. Poverty has caused thousands of families to experience hunger and the lack of education. It gives them a miserable life and decreases their chances of being successful in life. Not only that, but it also becomes a hindrance for the country in achieving a national development. Moreover, unemployment causes an increase in crime rate. Those who are unemployed eventually gave up applying for jobs. They saw crime such as robbery, fraud, and theft as a good source of income so that they could survive. This is very dangerous because crimes such as these could eventually claim lives of innocent people, which becomes an obstacle in obtaining a safe environment. As I have mentioned earlier, one of the major causes of unemployment is because of the poor quality of education. This can be fixed by allocating more funds into the education system. In this world, education determines everything. If you are uneducated, you have less opportunities in life, which is why education is very important and therefore should be enhanced. One of the solutions for this problem is to have a funded education system where people who cannot afford education are able to study for free. Something simple as free education can help determine the lives of future generation of workers. They can have more opportunities in life because they were able to study thanks to the free education that will be provided. Not only that, but free education can help students really take the course they want, which would limit the oversupply of labor force on popular careers. Some students are pressured to take nursing or doctor job-related courses because education has a price and isn't cheap, which is why parents are forcing their children to take courses that will help their children get more money by forcing them to do courses on popular careers. But the children wouldn't enjoy their job and only limiting their chances of getting a job since they are not good at the job that they were forced to. Unemployment is indeed hard to solve, but it is not impossible. Just like what I have mentioned earlier, one of the solutions is the free education system. We must act fast and apply the free education system before it's too late so that our country may achieve national development. That is all. Thank you for listening.